Manifestation is not about placing an order and waiting for the universe to deliver a package to your front door. It is not Amazon Prime. Hello, fellow travelers. I'm Kimberly, your guide and your host. Today is Manifestation Day. Woohoo! Let's go. Manifestation is one of the sexiest topics in spirituality today. Everybody wants to know how to manifest more money, the dream house, and their soulmate. And that's why I want to talk about it. Not because it's trendy, but because understanding manifestation may be one of the fastest paths to your own growth, transformation, and spiritual development. So we're going to start by busting 3 of the top misconceptions about manifestation. And then I'm going to show you the exact manifestation formula that I've used to manifest career opportunities, my dream home, my perfect partner, and so much more. Shall we? Misconception number 1. Manifestation is magic. Nope, not magic. It's law. In fact, in the New Thought tradition, it's several laws working in tandem. The law of mind, what you think about, you bring about. The law of cause and effect, every action produces a corresponding effect. And the law of attraction, you draw to yourself the things that match your mental vibration. And unlike magic, manifestation requires your active participation. How, you ask? By being conscious of and deliberate in your thoughts, words, and actions, invoking each of the 3 laws I just mentioned. So, whether you realize it or not, you are actively manifesting right now. And you're actually manifesting stuff all the time. The problem is that most of us aren't conscious of what we're doing. So we end up never getting what we want, or worse yet, creating more of the stuff we don't want. Misconception number 2. Manifestation means getting exactly what you ask for. Again, nope, not even close. Many of us have been led to believe that if we write down the word Lamborghini in a journal 100 times, a Lamborghini is supposed to magically appear in our driveway. But that's not how it works. Because the deeper intelligence of the universe doesn't speak English or Spanish or Hindi or whatever language you speak. The universe doesn't respond to words per se, but to the feeling tone those words evoke in you. Remember, everything is energy. This is the law of attraction. You draw to yourself the things that match your mental vibration. So when you say you want to manifest a Lamborghini, what is the feeling the idea of that Lamborghini gives you? Is it freedom, success, adventure, confidence, joy? When you are consciously manifesting, you are holding those feeling tones, and what you will call forth is the essence of that Lamborghini. It may be the exact Lamborghini you've pictured in your head. It may not be. It may be a Ferrari or even a Dodge Charger. But what you bring forth will have the essence of the feeling, the freedom, the success, the adventure, the confidence, the joy. Because, and catch this, it's not really the Lamborghini you want. I know it's hard to believe, but it's not. It's the feeling that owning the Lamborghini will give you. The Rolling Stones said it best, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. Okay, misconception number 3. Manifestation is about acquisition. It's about getting things. No. Manifestation is not about acquisition. It's about transformation. As one of my mentors once said, the universe is not your vending machine. Manifestation is not about placing an order and waiting for the universe to deliver a package to your front door. It is not Amazon Prime. Getting the thing isn't the thing. Rather, becoming the person you need to become in order to call in and hold the thing is. You can't hold love until you become love. You can't confidently hold $1 million in your checking account until you have an abundance mindset. Do you see it? You can't be or have anything that you aren't already. Let me show you what I mean. Now, y'all know this is a big deal if I had to drag the whiteboard out from the garage. So this is what I've been wanting to share with you all along. The math of manifestation. Watch this. Vision times embodied action over time equals manifestation. This formula has never not worked for me in my life, even before I knew I was using it. Let me say that again. This formula has never not worked for me in my life. In fact, I have so many examples of this exact formula working in my life that I'm in the process of writing a book about it. This same pattern has repeated time and time again throughout my life. In my career, in my relationships, in my spiritual life. Let me show you how it works in real life. As early as 5 years old, I wanted to be a soul-trained dancer. If you know, you know. But there were two problems with that vision. First, I was 5. Second, Soul Train was filmed in Los Angeles, and I lived in Southern Maryland. But I loved dancing and popular music with every fiber of my being. So I held the vision, as kids often and easily do. One day I'm gonna be a soul-trained dancer. Simple enough, right? Okay, fast forward 10 years and thousands of hours of dance lessons and Soul Train watching later, I was 15-year-old Kimberley visiting family in New York, and I saw for the first time a show called Club MTV. Again, if you know, you know. Imagine my absolute delight to find another show just like Soul Train, but a bit more modern, maybe even more relevant at the time. And at the end of the show, they briefly flashed an end card that said, if you're in the New York area and you'd like to audition for Club MTV, call 212-253-8000. How I still remember the phone number 40 years later is a true testament to holding a vision. But anyway, I immediately called the number only to learn that you had to be 18 to audition. Blower. But I wrote down that number and I called that number every few months to make sure it still worked for the next 3 years. Now, had I not been holding that 5-year-old's vision of becoming a Soul Train dancer, I might have never written down that number or even kept the index card that I had written it on tucked away in my dresser drawer for years. But I did. I kept the number, I kept the vision, I held the space for that dream to come to fruition. And the minute I turned 18, I called that number. And shortly after turning 19, I was in New York City auditioning for the show. And shortly thereafter, I received a phone call. Congratulations, you are a Club MTV dancer. The next filming date will be, oh my God, y'all. I manifested that. It wasn't Soul Train, but it was the exact feeling of Soul Train for me. I was going to be a professional dancer on a popular television show. Check. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was holding a vision with loving care and devotion. So my actions around that vision were so deeply aligned and giving life to it. My life was organizing around it. Okay, let's look at it with another example. When I graduated law school, I wanted to stay in California and build a career in commercial real estate. But the opportunities were scarce. The country was just coming out of that 2008 mortgage crisis, and all of real estate was in the crapper, you know? I mean, commercial real estate groups had pretty much been decimated at most major law firms, and no one was interested in taking a chance on a first-year lawyer. I was eventually able to get a job in law, but it wasn't commercial real estate, and it wasn't paying the big bucks I had been counting on as a new graduate from a prestigious institution. But I kept holding the vision. I went to every networking event, every continuing education class, got a certificate in real estate development from USC. I kept showing up. I got personalized license plates on my car to signal that I was indeed a commercial real estate attorney, y'all. You see, I kept holding the vision. I am a commercial real estate attorney. I took embodied action. I networked, took classes, claimed the job on my car license plate. And then there was the time factor. It took about 2 years of holding that vision and taking the embodied action before the dream job finally manifested. But yep, manifestation in action. Okay, not convinced? Let's do it again. This time, let's use an example from my experience in the Agape Choir. For 2 years, I wanted the choir director, Mary Ann, to ask me to sing the solo part for a song called I Walk in the Love of God. I love that song. It literally moves me to tears every time I sing it. So for 2 years, I silently prayed, pick me, pick me, pick me. I wanted to sing that solo so bad. And for 2 years, I showed up to choir rehearsals and I sang the alto choir part with my whole heart. And on my own time, I learned the solo parts. I rehearsed what no one had asked me to rehearse, waiting, hoping, praying. And for 2 years, Mary Ann didn't pick me. Still, I held the vision until one day, Mary Ann didn't just ask me to sing the solo, she asked me to direct the choir's performance of the song. Holy shit, y'all! Singing the song was one thing, but directing, that was next level. Woo! Talk about not getting what you want, but what you need instead. Talk about getting the essence of the thing. I manifested that. I held the vision with love and tenderness. I took the actions and I allowed time to let it all cook and marinate. And voila, manifestation. This is the way it has always worked for me. If you're still not convinced, you're just going to have to read the book. But do you see how it worked? In each of my real life examples, there was no magic involved, but there was, say it, embodied action. And do you see that twice, I didn't get exactly what I thought I was going for, but I always got the feeling or the essence of it. And do you see how in each case, I became the thing, even if in my own mind, before the actual dream arrived. I was the dancer, constantly studying and honing her craft. I was the commercial real estate attorney, consistently showing up at the banquet, even before I had a seat at the table. I was the song. I knew it inside and out like only a director would before I was ever asked to direct it. And once I understood what I was doing, it became so much easier to replicate. Not always faster, because you need time, but easier. That's how it works. So here's our practice for the next few weeks. Take inventory. Think back through your own life. Where have you consciously or unconsciously manifested something? A relationship, a career, a lifelong dream. Can you see the math of manifestation? Vision times embodied action over time at play? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. So, until then, may your soul's journey be joy-filled and abundantly blessed. And may you shine your light so brightly that it not only illuminates the path for you, but for every being you meet along the way. I release this prayer knowing it is done. And so it is. Amen. Thank you for walking with me today. If this episode spoke to you and you feel called to do so, please click the subscribe button, leave a comment or review, and share this with someone you know needs to hear it. And look, if you're sitting there wondering how to apply the math of manifestation to your own life, and you're ready to do the deep, messy, beautiful work to get there, then let's do it together. Go to my website or check out the show notes to explore private coaching journeys with me. Remember, manifestation equals vision, time, embodied action over time. Simple, but not necessarily easy. But I promise you, if you keep holding that vision, your dream will eventually be made manifest. Until we walk again, namaste.